Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamavocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyam. Verse 310, please read. Nigrooya satro rahamo vakasam Kvachinna deyo vishayanuchintaya Saeva sanjivana heturasya Rakshina jambirastarorivambu Dehatmana sanstita eva kami Vilakshana kamayita katham syad Atortha sandhana paratvameva Veda prasaktya bhavavanda hetu Dehatmana sanstita eva kami Vilakshana kamayita katham syat Atortha sandhana paratvameva Veda prasaktya bhavavanda hetu By now, you should have very clearly understood the importance of contemplation. As we saw yesterday in the verse, even though nirmolopi, even though it may so happen because of your understanding of yourself, there is absolutely no doubt. You are totally aware of the emergence of the I thought. Yet, in the beginning stages, there are certain times when you can unconsciously lose yourself in a thought and completely forget yourself. It happens because of the Vishaya Anuchinta. Take that example. It happens because of the Vishaya Anuchinta. You don't forget yourself. That is not the beginning. You can say also that one, but Vishaya Anuchinta, when you start unconsciously dwelling upon the object, you forget yourself who you are, that is the beginning. Of course, that's the beginning. But then, when a particular memory comes in of any Vishaya, it can be a sound, it can be a touch, it can be a taste, a smell or a sight, just a statement by somebody or something, reading a book, watching a movie, something somewhere. one thought comes up and that thought triggers a huge reaction. You never wanted to think of anything, very contented with yourself. You see the picture of a nice fruit. Oh, this fruit is so good. Appreciation, genuine appreciation, very nice. Oh, this place fruit is nice. It will be so nice to have it. It is available in that place. It goes on. One after another it goes on projecting. This is known as the Vishaya Anuchinta, unconscious dwelling upon the object. And when that thought becomes very, very strong, individuality now rises its head. I want it. Understand? Unconscious built up of a thought pulls you out. You want to catch a tiger in the forest, what do? If you call it, will it come? You put a bait. And what is a bait? A goat. You tie down a goat near a tree. After some time, the tiger will smell it and then he starts coming near. From a distance, you will observe, come, go away, come, go away. Then it will come nearer the bait. Just like I was telling you, catching the big fish. You put a small one, leave it. It will go on dancing, playing. The big one, the hero will appear. It wants to take it. Just like people go for deep sea fishing. Marlin and all that. Deep sea fishing. They put something, a big chunk of fish. And they'll put up a big balloon which keeps it floating. And then comes the big hero. Woo! Suppose there are no big fish there, who will come to eat the bait? If there are no tigers in the jungle, who will come to catch the goat? Same way. If you are totally aware of yourself, who are you, and never forgetful, there is no question of any thought or a perception dragging you out, because ahankar is gone once for all. You are totally aware. But suppose once in a while you are coming out, it means you are hiding. The story goes in a Zen story, it is. After teaching the whole Sunyavada, the same emptiness, everything, there is nothing and all that. So the teacher asked the student, what is your understanding? No creation, there is no creation, no creator, no God, no body. He just went on repeating. And when I was telling, the teacher had the Zen teachers usually they have a stick in their hand. So he hit the student on the back. Then he said, oh, why so painful? He said, there is no body, there is nothing. Where from pain comes? Who is feeling the pain? So the one who is telling nothing is there, now suddenly feels the pain. Where from the pain comes? That time the teaching is what? When he hits? Not that therefore teacher is going to hit you again and again. No, that is the test. It's a test. That is why sometimes deliberately you create a situation for the student. If the person is succeeding or failing. Suppose he heavily reacting, then you know, kancha, kacha, still raw. It's okay. It's all right. You put them into taste. When the person is absolutely at rest with himself, thereafter he shall be aware of everything, but reactions. There shall be no unconscious reaction. There is always conscious, deliberate response, but no unconscious reaction. Please appreciate. That is why you must always look at yourself and not the behavior of other people, but your own behavior. Are you responding in life, responding to situation, or are you reacting? Understand? If it is unconscious reactions, that means you are not being aware of yourself. That is why conscious action in the beginning stages helps you to get yourself stabilized, settled, rooted in your nature. Very conscious action, just like swimming. You get into the water, you start to learn. But in the beginning stages, you will be drowning, drinking little water also. But because you are drinking little water, if you say, I don't want to be in the water, will you know swimming? You have to be in the water to learn swimming. In the initial stages, you may drown a little, you may drink a little water also, but that doesn't make any difference. Once you continue to be there, suddenly one day you know you are floating. And once you develop that knack, it's a knack of floating. Once you develop the knack of floating, you are finished. You can't drown after that. Just like learning driving, you know exactly, it's something clicks in your head. Are you getting that? Something clicks in your head. There are some pictures. Nowadays, suddenly it has gone. Everything comes as a fad and goes away. There are some pictures, it's like a 3D picture. There will be so many designs on the top, but there will be a picture hiding inside. You must learn how to look at it. If you learn how to look at it, suddenly the whole thing comes up. It has a design. Let me see. I have got the whole book with me. I had brought it those days from America. Very beautiful book. Somewhere it must be there with me. There are some 30-40 pictures. You put it up the page and just look at it. Oh, just ordinary lines. Inside there is a tiger, 20 tigers, one temple, Buddha sitting. Something somewhere will be there when you look at it. Now I gave it to people. They went on looking. No, what is there? There is nothing. They go on looking. Nothing happens. But there is a way of looking at it. You have to have closed eyes and as though you are not looking. Then there is a funny thing happens. Suddenly it comes up. And once you develop that trick, you can't lose it. Until you develop that trick, you will be only looking at some lines and you never see anything. So it happens always. Are you getting that point? Same thing also in case of being with yourself. It is something absolutely effortless. As you cannot complain that, oh, this knowledge is elusive, difficult to get it. No, you must think for a while because all pervasive cannot be elusive. Can you ever get out of space? Think. Can you ever get out of space? Even if you don't know it, it is already existing. You are so much lost in the body that you don't see the space. It's like when you are looking at something, anytime you ask somebody, what are you seeing? Everybody will say, I'm seeing trees, houses, plants, birds, but nobody will say space. Are you getting that? For you to see the tree, see the birds, see the animals. The space must exist. But nobody talks about space. What do you see? Trees. In the night, ask the people, what do you see? Stars. Between you and the star, there are billions of miles of space, empty space. What do you see? Because we think seeing means only form. This is the habit. Same thing hearing. Do we hear? Yes. What do you hear? Swamiji, your speech. There is so much of silence. Can you ever say silence eludes you? If silence eludes you, you are continuously talking to yourself. If you go on talking, you think the whole world is full of sound. Just go on talking. Can you say, oh, can I talk all the time? Yesterday it has happened. In Germany, one guest came to somebody's house. 30 long hours, that lady went on talking non-stop. 30 long hours. The friend she was visiting, another lady, how much, persuades her to go away, she doesn't go. Then she called the paramedics, ambulance. They take this lady away because she's sick. The paramedics come, they don't take her because she's not sick. How can they take her? She's just talking. Then she phones the police. Policemen come and take her. 30 long hours somebody is talking. Do you think ever she knows what silence is? Therefore, can you say silence is not there? She is producing the sound only in silence. But is so full of sound within herself, silence is lost sight of. So much you are lost in the sight, that is the forms, the formless is gone. So much you are lost in the thought, consciousness is lost sight of. A thought can elude you, not consciousness. A sound can elude you, not silence. A form may or may not exist, but not the formless space. A thought may or may not exist, but never the consciousness, awareness yourself. That is why very consciously you continue to act. Acting means what? To continuously act, to consciously, continuously act, you must be conscious of your thought. Are you getting that point? Unless you are conscious of your thought, can you consciously act? Act on what? But when you are unconsciously dwelling upon this thought, Vishaya Anuchinta, think, when this Vishaya Anuchinta, unconsciously dwelling upon the thought, suddenly the I thought also comes up now and says, let's do it. It takes over. Do you know how? If you go on, suppose, this is not a Vishaya Anuchinta. Either by yourself you do it, or two of the friends sit down and talk. Very innocent people, very nice friends, sit down. And all the time we are talking about Brahman, absolute consciousness. Anyway, it's all right. Today, innocently it begins. The lunch was very nice. Today this fellow had prepared some pakoda. That was really good. I remembering pakoda, this pakoda is good. But in North India, samosa, that singada, samosa, that is very good. Best. Samosa is good, but here also, vadai, Tamil Nadu medu vadai, very, very good, very nice. Medu vadai is good, but that combination, garam vadai and some halwai, that will be nothing like that. Then another person joins up and he says, that is good. Then it will be nice to have something. Now slowly it increases, it will be nice to have that snack today. Maybe, hey, immediately then now comes, maybe today we shall go. You had no plan. You had absolutely no plan to go to market. You had absolutely no thought of going to a restaurant or eating something. But just because you started discussing on food, it takes you there. You start thinking on movies, you want to go to the movie theater now. Just think. You had no plan of crying. Suddenly you start coming and you start talking on somebody passed away, then your mother, then your father, then suddenly you discover your mother is dead, and you know something, you are very, it comes so heavily back onto you, you start crying. You had no idea that you should cry. Are you getting that point? This is known as the Vishaya Anuchinta. As much unconsciously your mind dwells upon this subject and takes you away from yourself, that much consciously, if you go on dwelling upon the subject about yourself, I am the absolute jati niti kula gotra duragam nama rupa guna dosha varjitam desha kala vishaya ativartiyat brahma tattvamasiti atmani bhavaya. You go on thinking that. When you think about the Brahman, that which is beyond jati, niti, kula, gotra, when those thoughts come, what does it remind you? Yourself. Where should you go? Nowhere. When you go on dwelling upon the movies, food, people, out. When you unconsciously go out, that creates problem for you. And that is what he will tell now. If you do that, unconsciously you do that, this will happen to you. Kvachinna deyo vishayanu chintaya 310 Saiva sanji vanaheturasya prakshina jambira taro riramambu. Prakshina jambira taroho ambu iva. Like a tree, whether there is a lemon tree or any tree. Any tree, when there is no water, it seems to be dying. And the moment you start putting the water, it comes alive. Now, as long as you are not watering, you are not putting this thought water and the thought built up about the Vishayas, that long the I thought doesn't have to desire for anything, wish for anything. Suppose you are thinking about yourself. Aham pratyaya gochara, meaning of the word I. When you go on thinking meaning of the word I, will you go for laddu, pizza, food, this, that? Nothing. Why? Because I am thinking about myself. That is why for a contemplative life, what you need is everything that is meant for sustenance and nothing more. Just for sustenance. For some time, you completely cut off everything. No time wasted on anything except on contemplation. And spending time on contemplation is not a wastage. You don't waste your time on anything. From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, Swapnantam Jagaritantam, from the end of sleep to end of waking, you are continuously contemplating on yourself, thinking about yourself. If it doesn't help you in that contemplation, you don't do it. That is why minimum for sustenance, one pair of cloth, wash, do. Food, whatever comes, I have no desire. Whatever comes, I take it satisfied. And that is why they leave your hands, the dadi, nishe, all these things. Why? Let it grow or let it be shaved. Neither this one keep and, then you have to look at the mirror. Oh, one hair is left out. Then you have to do all this nonsense. How long you are spending time? Half an hour. That is why either fully shaved up or kept up. So in the beginning stages you do that, because when you are, there is no need to decorate, because there is nobody to, fix you for a marriage. If you don't look nice, or she will not like me, or he will not like me, There is no such proposal here. So you don't have to worry about that. No wasting time. But presentable. Not that no wasting. Bathing also is a wasting time. I am contemplating. Huh? Everybody will run away from you. That's why sometimes people take to extreme. Vairagi. Vairagi means what? There are mosquito repellent. What is mosquito repellent? If you put it, mosquitoes go away. Vairagi means man repellent. When people come to you, they run away because you stink. No bath, no cleanliness, no neat. No, that's not right. Sarira yatra, whatever for sustenance of the body, you take care. Anyway, remember, Vishaya Anuchinta. Why is it talked about so many times, so long they are talking about? Because especially in a life of contemplation, when you are studying at the Gurukula, living with the teacher and studying, you usually, suppose you don't have any work, suppose you have to cook your food, that is ancient time, that's what also going on. Because they have to cultivate the land in ashram, produce the food, cook the food, because that was all conscious practice. Those are like upasana. But in a modern day situation, it is not there. There is no cultivation. First thing, you can't afford that type of land in. Now, Tiruvannamalai land acre is only 1.2 crores. You think how many acres of land you can have to put an ashram where students should act? Difficult. Situations are changing. Just. So when there is everything available, you have plenty of leisure. 1 hour class, 2 hours class, 22 hours thereafter what? That is why ideally you can either go to sleep or get lost in wool gathering, building the castles in air. Simply sitting and go on, thinking something else. Unless you are absolutely conscious and sure of yourself. The Vishaya Anuchinta comes in, then Ahankara comes back. The I thought gets life. When you are questioning the I thought is not getting life. Are you getting that point? When you are questioning yourself, continuously focus is on yourself, it is very weak. The moment you start thinking about the sense subject, unconsciously thinking of the sense subject, for whose sake? Only I know. It comes alive. Please appreciate. That is why may you see the truth for yourself as to your no unconscious dwelling upon the thoughts. Dehatmana sanstita eva kami vilakshana kamaita katham syat. Now he elaborates on that. Dehatmana sanstita eva kami. Who is the one who desires? Dehatmana sanstita eva. One who sits down with an idea, I am the body, I am the thought, that I alone can be desirer. Who desires? Think. Take that example. Who desires? Does your body desire anything? Does your body desire anything? Deho no janati. Body is an instrument. Your ears, do they desire to listen to music? Your tongue, do they desire to eat some nice food? Your eyes, do they desire to see? Have you sat down and questioned yourself like that? Are you getting that point? You must learn to question yourself like that. When a thought comes up, I want to eat or I want to do, who wants to do it? Does the body want to do it? Body has no want. Do the eyes want to see? Eyes don't desire. Any sense organ? No organs of action. Hand wants to lift. The tongue wants to speak. The leg wants to walk. The genitals, sex organs Does it want pleasure? This is organ of action, understand. Does it want pleasure? Who wants? You have got 10 cars parked in your car, in your garage. Sports car, maybe there is a boat, maybe there is a glider. You are a rich man. Does the glider want to glide in the space? Does the boat go for a cruise? Does the car want to go for a spin? Just like that, your body is another instrument at your disposal. And this is a peculiar instrument. In this one instrument, sound, sight, touch, taste, smell, everything is inside. That is why body is the most beautiful sense object. Are you getting that? Body is the most beautiful sense object. In the flower, in this flower you have got smell. Smell. But where is the taste? And the smell also, it is in the flower. But who enjoys the smell? Flower enjoys? Nose enjoys? When you do it, nose reports. Immediately nose reports. But what do you say? Oh, so nice. I love it. Who is that I? So who is the desirer? Who desires? If I am the happiness itself, there is no desire. Understand therefore clearly. This statement will come later on. Next 4 or 5 verses will come. Excellent verses. Please see. You know what it means? Oh, therefore the wise man never sees, hear, taste. No. There is a difference between, take this statement. Watch out, think over it. There is a difference between you are experiencing something, looking for pleasure, looking for happiness, and there is another one, you are experiencing something out of pleasure, out of happiness. Are you getting that? There is a 2 different approach to the sense subject. One is, you are looking for happiness in an object, in a sensation, in a perception. Another one is, out of happiness, out of fulfillment, you are looking for the sense object. Are you getting that? When you are already happy with yourself, and therefore you don't need anything to be happy, but you need everything for your sustenance. You need your food for sustenance, not for pleasure. You need your food for sustenance, not for pleasure. But you cannot escape the sensation of taste, even if you eat only for sustenance. You are eating for sustenance, but can you escape the sensation of taste? Right. But when the sensation of taste comes up, be conscious, or else suddenly it can trigger you off. Oh, it's very nice. Can I have 1 more? 2 more? 3 more? You are ending up in stomach disorder. Are you getting that point? It is so subtle, so subtle. So nobody tells you not to desire, not to see, not to taste, but must learn how to see, how to taste, how to touch, how to desire. Where you see things, but you are not tied down by the perception. You experience everything, but you are not tied down by the experience. That is why it says, Dehatmana sanstita eva kami. When a person says, I am the body, he becomes a desirer. Bilakshana. That is bilakshana, which is away from this identity with the body. Atma sakshi aham pratyaya gochara. He is the one. Katham kamaita syat. how can he be desirer? Ahams pratyaya gochara. That is meaning of the word I. Sakshi, witness, yet the nameless content of the name. That something cannot be the desirer. Are you getting that point, please? In silence, the silence never desires for a sound. Silent man desires for a sound. Are you getting that? Silence doesn't desire. Silent, are you getting that? I am silent, I want a sound. Silence. Understand? That is why you have to be very careful. I am the happiness. Suppose when you say, who are you? I am the happiness itself. You don't have to speak that statement. But if suppose you pick up an idea, who are you? I am very happy, you know. The next thought is, what is wrong if I do something? I am very happy. I am freely doing everything. Unconsciously you can lose yourself. Unconsciously. Please appreciate. That is why no unconscious activity. So vilakshana katham syat. Atortha sandhana paratvameva veda prasaktya bhavabandha hetu ataha artha sandhana paratvameva. For the person, if you want to abide in yourself, you should be always engaged in artha sandhana paratvam. Artha sandhana. Looking for the meaning of the word. Meaning as to what it is. Not the Shabda Pradhana, not the Shabda Sandhana. Not going for words, but the Artha. Not going for the object, but the happiness itself, who you are. Why it is so? Because Veda Prasaktya Bhavabandha Hetu. The other thing is, because of the Veda, because of your Veda, differentiating yourself from who you are, not knowing who you are, become bhavabandha hetu. That causes the bondage in the world. When you see the happiness in yourself, freedom. When you seek happiness in object, bondage. Very simple two statements you can take. When you see the happiness in yourself, when you see happiness in every experience, when you see happiness that is yourself in every experience, freedom. When you seek happiness in every experience, bondage. If you look for happiness in every experience, you are bound. If you see that you are the happiness in every experience, you are released. Absolutely free. Now you choose for yourself which one to do. Then how do you choose? I am happy with myself, but I look for the object. Why? For sustenance. Free. It doesn't matter anymore. Therefore, don't ever blame the world, blame the object, blame your body. They are innocent instruments. Never, as I say in Orisha, they say, Nachina jani batar, chalino jani batar dosa. That is, the one who doesn't know how to walk, he says the path is not good. The dancer who doesn't know dancing blames the stage. The fellow doesn't know how to dress up, blames the dress. You don't know how to drive, you blame the car. You don't know how to live with your body, you blame the body. You don't know how to live with your mind, you blame the mind. You don't know how to live with the I, you blame the ahankar, I thought. That is why understanding this I. And then using everything from I thought to every other object in the universe. Free person. Okay? I've been told this, then he further says, you better watch out. Next 3-4 verses, he says how the problem comes. Karya pravardhanad bije pravruddhi paridrishyate karyanasad bijanasa Tasmat karyam nirodhayed. Karya pravardhanad vije. Pravruddhi paridursyate. Karyanasad vijanasa hai. Tasmat karyam nirodhayed. So how do I continuously abide in myself? Now you cannot ask, think this beautiful, you cannot ask the person who is ignorant that you must always abide in yourself. He doesn't even know himself. What is the question of abiding in himself? So where from you begin? You don't begin from the absolute, you begin from the relative world. For the ordinary average person, the involvement begins with the action. Don't go to Brahman, absolute, unknown. You must be with yourself, then only everything will be fine. But why? I don't know what myself is. What is the question of my being with it? But a person who has already exposed to this knowledge, convinced that yes, happiness is my nature, any moment of happiness is myself. But why is it that I am not being able to abide there continuously? Okay? Why is it that I am not being able to abide there continuously? One reason, and he gives the most important reason is, what most important? There is no more important, most important. This is natural for everybody. For most people, what happens is, everybody is involved with action in the world. Living is a huge engagement. Keeping yourself alive itself is a huge engagement. You have to work. You have to live with your father, mother, husband, wife. You have to have a job. Naturally, you have to go for a walk, work. So see things, hear things, taste things, touch things, smell things. So long before you understand what meditation is, that is your nature, you are already exposed to agitation, perceptions of all kinds. Are you getting that? Though, listen again, though space is the first principle, relatively, space is the first principle, then only comes the building. But as a child, am I aware of the space or the building? What creates problem for you? Tell me, where do you live? Whether it is a palace or a hutment. Do you live in space or in the brick? Huh? Five-star hotel, jhopdi, one simple hutment. A castle, palace, ordinary houses. What is palace and what is ordinary? The house or the space? What is ordinary? Are you getting that? House is ordinary. Castle is exotic. But space is same. Even if you are a king of X, you live in the same space like the subject in that country. But the importance comes from with what material the space is covered. So long before I appreciate I am living only in space, already I am overtaken by the idea as to how exotic the walls and the houses and the interior decoration must be. Now if you tell that fellow later on, you must live in space, he cannot accept it. What nonsense. It must be a beautiful house, no? Why do you dress up? Think, why do you dress up? What is the reason for dressing up? To hide the nakedness, number one. Number two, protecting yourself from the climate, hot or cold. That's why you dress up, right? Which clothes can do that job? Any piece of cloth can do that job. Barks included. Leaves, fig leaves included. Anything can do the job, no? But today, how much we are spending? Fashion industry, $1 billion industry, $1 trillion industry. Just think. Just sit down here. How many sounds you can hear? So many birds are there. Right? But people want to record the sounds of the bird, then play it inside the room with a sound system. Natural sounds. So there is a cassette one, natural sounds. So there is waterfall, this and everything, and you pay money and there should be sound system also. Just think. So, most people are already lost in the action. And that's what he says. Karya pravardhanat bija pravruddhi paridrushyate. Karya is the effect. Karya, action is the effect. Kama is the bija. Desire is the seed and karma is the effect. Are you getting that? All actions are the effect of a seed called desire. Listen carefully. This is absolutely beautiful. You grasp it. For most people, action begins from desire. Karma begins from the kama, desire. Without a sankalpa, without a desire, you cannot act in life, right or wrong? I'm talking about, don't talk about wise man now, go with the ordinary person. The person is unconscious. If he is going for a market, why? Because a thought has pushed him. Go to market. If he is going to a movie, why? The thought says movie. He is putting a particular dress, why? I like that dress, purchase it up. If he is having a particular brand of car, why? He desires that car. He is eating a particular food. What do you want for breakfast? So breakfast is there, what you have desired. What do you want for dinner? Are you getting that? Everything that you do, it has a source in a desire, kama. If you cannot do it, what will happen? Miserable. Average man's unhappiness comes from the unfulfillment of the desire. The thought is there, object is not matching. What is poverty? Poverty is all desires, no object. The poor man, suffering. Why? If you are educated poor, not only suffering but more frustration. Because uneducated poor, your information level is low. So your frustration level is low. But if you are educated and poor, you will become a communist. If you are uneducated and poor, you will believe in your karma. This is my karma, what to do? Can't afford, my karma. If you are educated and poor, it's not your karma responsible. The rich man is responsible for your poverty. So you are a communist, you kill the fellow. You understand? So, certain times, it does happen, the rich person, educated person can also exploit. No doubt about it. That is why communism thrives. Think. But certain times, in spite of your best intention, you can still be poor. Because everything fails for you. Anyway, that things, you just see that. So, for every action, karma, there is a kama, desire. So, listen. Therefore, the unhappiness of the average individual comes because of the kamya karma. Actions performed by backed by a desire for happiness. Every action done is backed by a desire for happiness. Are you getting that? Why do you want to see a movie? I'll be happy. Why do you want to take a job? I'll be happy. Why do you want to eat that food? I'll be happy. Why do you want to marry that boy or girl? I'll be happy. Why do you want to go around the world? I'll be happy. So it is backed by a desire for happiness. Listen, why the frustration comes? When you get the object because of your karma, when you get the karma phala, okay, because of your karma, you see the movie, you get the object, but that object doesn't have the happiness to give you. So what happens? You are frustrated. Your action fulfills your desire. Listen carefully. Your action fulfills your desire, but not the desire for happiness. It's a very subtle. You understand the point? You are desiring for an object is one thing. Desiring an object for happiness is another thing. Are you getting the two statements clearly? Desiring an object is one thing. I want idli. Why? Because I am hungry. So eat idli, hunger goes. No problem. I want idli. Why? That is the only one I like, I feel very happy. So, small, you want big idlis, they have made small idlis. Or you want idli, soft idli, they have made it like a kalle, stone. You can throw it to put down the mangoes. Now what happens? Miserable. Why? What type of idli is this? Unhappy. Are you getting that point, please? Your desire for food can be satisfied, but your desire for happiness need not be satisfied. That is why when the ignorant person does karma, it is a kamya karma. When the wise man does a karma, it is known as nishkama karma. Do you understand the difference now? If you do kamya karma, you do the action desiring for happiness, then you will be frustrated because in the object there is no happiness, in the sensation there is no happiness. But suppose I am the happiness itself, I am happy with myself. So nishkama karma, no desire for happiness. Don't say no desire. Are you getting that? No desire for happiness. Because I am happy with myself. But I desire for food. Why? Sustenance. That type of desire will not destroy you. Are you getting that point, please? Do you really understand? You tell me yes, then only I will go next. You tell me no, I will explain again. I don't care. But you must see it clearly. Do you see it? Or shall I repeat? Even one man says, no, I will repeat. I will repeat again. Please. Kamya karma, nishkama karma. Okay? Karma is same. Action is same. Action is seeing the mountain, hearing music, eating a food. Action is same. But when is kamya? What is kamya karma? I want to eat, that I will be happy. That is kamya karma. Like worship and do the puja. I do the puja so that I can get this. If you don't get this, frustrated. I don't believe in God. Listen. I want to eat the food so that I can be happy. This is kamya karma. You will be frustrated. Because you can get the sensation of food, but that will not give you happiness. Again something else will come up. Whereas in Nishkama karma, no more desiring for happiness through the experience. I am happy with myself. I am always happy with myself. I have no kamana, no desire for happiness. Understand the difference. Desire for an object and desire for an object for happiness. There are two things. Desire for an object and desire for an happiness from the object. So when you are desiring for an object, two things you are grabbing. Let's say it's a double-headed snake. Desiring for object, unconsciously also looking for happiness. So in the desire for object, you have the desire for the object as well as the happiness. When you are happy with yourself, it is only desire for the object and no more for happiness. So if the object comes, comfortable, doesn't come, uncomfortable, but not unhappy. Are you getting that? If I can have this food, it will be nice. If I can have that thing, it will be comfortable. Cannot have, so what? You can have that car, why not? Can't have, it's okay. Unhappy you are not. Are you getting that point, please? So, that type of action, where you are looking for happiness in an object, such actions, karyavardhanat, bija pravruddhi, desire also goes up. When you are looking for happiness in an object, when you go on that type of action, 1, 2, 3, 4, did not get this, therefore that one, did not hear this, therefore that one, next, you shall be never ending. That is how people get entangled in the world. The more you unconsciously act, the more you get involved. The desire never comes to an end. That is why desire for a sound comes to an end, but another sound begins. Desire for a sound comes to an end, another sound. Desire for a touch, another touch. Desire for a taste goes, another taste comes. Desire for a sight, another desire comes. So the desires are continuously replacing. Why? Because the real desire is for what? Though it looks for you are desiring for an object, but in reality you are desiring for happiness. These are all Tattvabodha classes. Are you getting that? When you are desiring for an object, what you are really looking for is desire for happiness. So a desire for an object can be satisfied. Therefore, you don't need that object anymore. But desire for happiness is not satisfied. Therefore, it is replaced by another object. So one car I got, I thought I will be very happy. But 2 days I was happy. This is okay. Now the other car is not there. And this house is okay. But other house is not there. I got a job, but other job, So nobody is ever satisfied. Nobody. People change their nose 20 times. They do the nose surgery nowadays. Nose surgery, tail surgery, hand surgery, rubbish surgery, you know all that nonsense they do that. But after, which is the best nose in the world? That is why you want to build a house, you do a design. After you finish it up, you see another one. I should have done that. That door, this house, Anything you do, it's just like a marriage. You search, wait, and get married. Then you say, one more day I should have waited. She would have been better. He would have been nice. Why? Hey, there are 5 billion people, 6 billion people. Every man or every woman will look attractive. Now, which one you should marry? Just think. Never-ending desire comes. Why? Because you satisfy the desire for an object, but the desire for happiness is not satisfied. So when a desire for an object comes coupled with the desire for happiness, it becomes kamya karma. When you are happy with yourself, This becomes niskama karma. This is object for object's sake, no more for happiness sake. Are you getting that point very clearly, all of you? Okay? Right. Therefore, when you go to the kitchen, whatever available, smile and come. You go to somebody's house, smile and come. Somebody gives you 1 rupee, smile and come. Gives you a slap, smile and come. How can you say that? I'm talking to you because if you want to become a sadhu, then you have to accept everything as prasad. You are in a householder, your laws are different. If you're a householder, you must keep your money. Why? Because somebody has to take care of you. If you're a sadhu, keep your hand open, let it go. Why? When the right time comes, something will come. You don't have to save. A sadhu doesn't save. If you are saving, you are wasting. As you are living your life, a householder, if he gives away, is nuts. Householder must save. Because who is going to give him? Are you getting that point? You must save. Because something you must keep it for yourself. Even that also may not be required or may be useless. But that doesn't matter. Still keep. Sadhu? No. Comes. Why? If nothing happens, I'll lie down under the tree and die. Why? I'm already dead. One with the creation. I'm not telling you stories and philosophies. This is what the truth is. I'm already dead. I'm happy with myself. Nothing. Body one day will fall off. Where? Who cares? Like a sadhu one day was walking down. He reaches a little lake side, goes for a bath, comes up. He has nothing except a lathi and a pair of clothes. So wherever he goes there, bathes, dries them up, same thing puts up and comes away and goes out. So nothing to carry. So as he came up, there was a person giving food that day to visiting monks, sadhus, and anybody, pilgrims. So this person got the food and he ate it nicely, ate the food. Then he wanted to go. Then this person who was giving is a very kind man. He said, Maharaj, please take some food with you. Please take some food with you. He said, look, when I came here, did I know that you will be giving me food? So what is the idea of my carrying the food? I'm going to the mountain top. So what's the idea of carrying the food there? He said, no, there will be nobody available there. You may not get food. He said, look, did I carry here? I didn't know you are going to give. Somewhere it will come. Why? Jo bhuk diya hai, bhojan diya hai. One who has given the hunger has given the food. Conviction. Jo bhuk diya hai, wo bhojan bhi diya hai. One who has given the hunger has given the food. Have you seen animals starving? Animals get their food. Pakshi na, ajagara karai na chakri, panchi karai na kaam. Sabke data ram. The python doesn't go for an office. Ajagara karai na chakri. No job for the python. Panchi karai na kaam. The birds have no regular job. But they get their food whatever they want. They are rich. Their food or the food reaches. Python will lie down. One deer will come. He eats it. Another 7 days lies down. So, see the conviction. I said, no, for my sake, please take it. He said, look. The sadhu says in Hindi, जिंदगी एक लंबे सफर है. Life is a long travel. इतने बड़े सफर के लिए कुछ भी नहीं लेके आए हैं. 8 घंटे के लिए क्यों बोझ उठाए? Life is a long journey of 70 years, 80 years. For such a long journey, we did not bring food and come. 8 घंटे के लिए क्यों बोझ उठाए? These 7-8 hours I have to walk and up and down. Why should I carry the load? Conviction. That is sadhu. Whatever comes, others. Parakaryam sadhnoti. Do. Through you, others get benefited. If sadhu becomes, ownership, you can have certain things, nothing wrong. But you should have the heart to open up. When it comes, it goes for everybody. Why so? Nishkama karma. Because you are so happy with yourself, there is nothing which you have to hold on. It has go, let it go. How does it matter? Let it go. So that is why niskam karma. So please see the desire. So karyanasad bijanasa tasmat karyam nirodhayet. Therefore start with karyam nirodhayet. Therefore start with reducing your action. Karyanasad bijanasa. When you do not do the action, your desires also get clipped off. As long as you are continuously acting on seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, more thought, more action, more desire. So what do you do? Now cut off your action. Are you getting that point? First, cut off your action. What is that? Cut off what type of action? Those actions by which your life is sustained, those actions you should continue. But the actions on the result of which you are depending for happiness, that action should go away. Movie can stop. Singing, jumping, dancing, running, whatever. I mean, which is not. You see, you make your list, okay? There is no list. It is your list. How does you live? Suppose I say singing is my profession. I sing song and on my living, sing. Flying is my profession, so fly. Whatever, are you getting that? But nothing, that which gives you pleasure, that type of action you cut off. But those actions which help you to sustain yourself, like a brahmachari, I am studying now. What is my action? Educate. I study the Shastra, Sravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. Listening, thinking, meditating on that, writing. That is the action I do. Other things, I am not involved. Go for a movie, watching this one, watching that one, dressing up nicely, or cutting your hair this way, that way, all these things. Ordinary little things. Can I have after food, after food some pan parag? Pan parag sustains you, the stink that people eat after the food. So habits you drop out completely because that is not necessary. When you do that cut off, then what happens? There is no more the I struggling, do this, do this, do this. So first karya nasat, you are restricting your desire. When you are restricting your desire, indirectly you are putting the pressure on the desirer. Are you getting that? The principle. When you are restricting your activities, desires are clipped. When desires are getting clipped, the desirer is controlled. Because what is there to desire? So you take from this direction. Okay? Read the next. Vasana vruddhita karye karya vruddhya cha vasana vardhate sarvatha punsah sansaro na nivartate. So vasana buddhitaha karya, vasana vruddhi. So vasana is these impressions. When you do something, you hear, you see, you touch, whatever you feel like. Then what happens? Suddenly you like it. Then you say, oh, I want it. You repeat. For some time, when you are engaging yourself in the study of these things, you completely cut yourself up from everything. That is why when they say, don't watch a movie, don't talk to this person, don't do these things, don't read these things, don't see this, don't do that. It is all for what? Because unnecessarily, why putting yourself into test? I don't want to go out. Where is your place? Inside the gate. Outside the gate. Why should I go? Food is available. Sustenance is available. Knowledge is available. Why should I cross the gate? Okay. Once you cross the gate, maybe one day you see something nice sweet. Hey, long time I have not taken the sweet, How to have it? No money. Then you tell somebody, okay, I can tell your future. Like this morning, newspaper, you should see. First class news. I'm so happy. You know what? One fellow, astrologer, he calls himself some nonsense, big astrologer. He's from Kerala. He has come to Erode, settled down there. And one couple came in for business is collapsing, so do some. So brought some fruits, vegetables, everything, and little money also to give it to him. The fellow sent the husband to market, go and get it. And wife, he said, you sit down here, and now we'll do a puja. What puja? Nirvana puja. Nirvana puja means the lady must disrobe, completely naked and sit down. Then you will get the Lakshmi Prasada. She would get the Lakshmi Kataksha. You'll get it. The lady got so angry, shouted. Everybody came. Now the lady is hitting. People are hitting. Paper photo has come. Poor thing is hit. How do you know whether it will? Now, how many victims might have already gone? Suppose it is true that suppose you sit down the Nirvana Puja, it will happen. How do you know? So people can fall for all that nonsense. Are you getting that? So, got hit. Now it is. So you want to cheat somebody? Why? Because you saw that thing, you want it. You have no money. What do? Cheat. That is where you become a cheat. A sadhu becomes a cheat. Because you want to fulfill a personal desire. So what is the idea of leaving this campus? Never. Why? Whatever is there, happy. Because my sustenance is taken care of, I am happy with myself. For some time you cut off until you grow up. And once you are grown up, then where should you go? Go anywhere, like nobody touches you. Nothing touches you anymore. You are so well trained, happy with yourself. Not that you don't want object. You see, taste, smell, everything. But no more desire. And if you desire, it is for its own sake, not for happiness. You understand how beautiful? Or else, vasana vruddhita karya. Vasana vruddhita. When these thoughts are coming up, suppose you do that particular action, now the thought has come. So, vasana vruddhita. I want it. Vasana, I told you, vasana nama bhogajanya sanskara. Impressions born because of the experiences. Now, there's more stronger the experience, impressions, it will push you. Acha, vasana vruddhita karya. When that comes, more action. More action, more vasana, more action. Are you getting that point, please? Now, vardhate sarvata punsa sansaruna nivartate. Therefore, the average person never is free in the world. The desire is hunting him, therefore he is lost in action. The action he is doing, therefore the impressions are gathered. Fellow is completely caught up. Ena banla, what to do now? So first caught the karma, then the vasana, meaning observing. I'll tell you, read it. Sansara vanda vichityai tadvayam pradahet yati vasana vruddhiretabhyam chintaya kriyaya vaihi. So sansara vanda vichidyai tadvayam yatihi pradahet. Yati. Yati means yatna shilavan. One who desires of being happy with himself, abiding in himself, what should he do? Sansara vanda vichityai tadvayam pradvahet. May you burn down these two. What is that? Vasana, karma. These two things, may you burn it down. How do I burn it down? Listen. How do I burn it down? First you see how it comes. Vasana vruddhi etabhyam chintaya kriya vahi. Vasana vruddhi happens by what? Vasana vruddhi happens by chintaya vahi kriyaya. By thought inside and action outside. By actions outside. That is why you can see you can see the difference between two sets of people. Anywhere, around the world you can see. That society where you are exposed to much more pleasures as a youngster, your mind gets spoilt just like that. Suppose you have come from a village, you don't know that there are drugs, that there is drinks, that there are movies, that there are music, that there are ice creams, that there are so many different types of breads, that there is permissiveness, free sex. When you don't expose to that idea, you are from a village. How is that mind? Always happy. Why? Always happy because there is no impressions. A person who is born and brought up in Paris, another person who is born and brought up in a jungle in mountains somewhere. What will happen? Between the two youngsters, there will be a huge difference. Why? Because one is exposed to certain experiences, other is not exposed to experience. That does not make the village boy wonderful and Paris boy bad. No. Bring that Paris boy in the village, he will be different. Take this fellow into the Paris, he will be nuts. It's all potential. The two instruments, they have been exposed to two different things. So if you are in a simpler place, because if your karya is less, your vasana also less. Are you getting that? Your activities. What is your activity? Go to school and come back. That much. What is the activity in Paris? Outing with the parents. Go to the maybe a club. Go to some place, game. Go for a boating. Go for outing. Go for mountaineering. So many activities. Therefore, you feel restless at home. Why? Sunday means you must go mountaineering or about fishing or go for boating or go for dancing or go for something. If you are born in a village, Sunday means what? Like any other day. Do what? Stay at home. Because you don't know. Are you getting that point, please? That is why I don't say Western mind is very restless, Eastern mind is very quiet. No. Exposed mind is restless, unexposed mind is quiet. Don't say Eastern, Western. It's not that Eastern mind is very restful. Western mind is very nonsense. Mind is mind. There is no Eastern and Western. Exposed mind is restless. Unexposed mind is very restful. Like our Ganesha. Ganesha, what does he do? Under the tree, whole day sleeping. Why? His mind is where his body is. Educated people means body is here, mind is everywhere else. So educated fellow is restless. So by two things, chintaya, bahi, kriyaya. Outside actions and inside thoughts drive you crazy, vasana. So more educated, chinta inside, thoughts inside. Less educated, less thoughts inside. Action outside for both of the people. Are you getting that? For the educated people, more action because triggered by more thoughts. For less educated people, less action because triggered by less thoughts. And different types of action also. Suppose you are never exposed to any wine. Will you get drunk by the wine? What wine you want? You say, what is wine? To a fellow like that, what can you say? He is not alcoholic. Why? He doesn't know what wine is, what alcohol is. Will you like chocolate? What is chocolate? This is known as innocent. Innocent means the fellow is not exposed to it. Just think of it. That is in a relationship, you can see. One person is totally innocent, totally unexposed to any relationship. So little attention is a wow. The other fellow who has got too many attention too long from too many people, for her or him to give little attention is nothing. But the fellow who has never got any attention, what shall he think? Oh, yeah, he loves me, she loves me. But what that fellow is doing? Normal. Like in India, touching somebody is far away. Looking at itself is bad. Looking at a woman or a man is bad. Touching, oh, you far away. By chance somebody allows you to be touch a little, that means she is in love with me. Or he really likes me. Right? Now these boys or this type of girls, they go to other countries. When they go to other countries, their hugging is also means nothing. Because everybody hugs everybody. That is our childhood greeting. In our country, in back home, namaskar. Why you don't touch me, I don't touch you. Namaskar. In other country, hello, hugging. So the first time they get a hug, he thinks this girl loves me. Or else how can she touch me? And they end up marrying like that. Then they discover she has too much involvement or he has too much involvement. Then he says, you don't know what to do. Very soon they pick up the art also. It's not that the innocent remains always innocent. The fellow becomes very complicated after some time. I've seen people like that. Please think, friends. So, Karya Buddhi, because of the external action as well as the thought inside. Chinta, Vasana, Vruddhita, impressions comes up. Lot of impressions arise. Okay. Now, therefore, when these thoughts comes up, Ahankara has a huge playing field. Are you getting that? Bigger the vasanas, more number the vasanas, more the informations you have, the Ahankara has a huge playing field. Innocent man means what? Few thoughts, few informations. So always very happy with nothing. Why? He doesn't have any dreams. Therefore no dissatisfaction. He doesn't know that he should have a Mercedes, he should have a BMW, that he should have a Lamborghini. He doesn't even know such cars exist. What is Lamborghini? What is Mercedes? You know, there are cars. Oh, cars. How much it costs? 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. For what? Because he has never learned lakhs. He knows only hundreds. 30 lakhs for a car? What is that? You can't even think. Like a man one day wins a lottery. But he is a sick bed. He is in hospital. But he won a lottery. He had purchased a lottery ticket and he had gone to the hospital. So, when he's in hospital bed, he got a lottery. A story, no, why 50 million? Story you can know. So he got 50, he got 50 million rupees. He got 50 million. So everybody in the family now afraid, if you tell him 50 million rupees, he may die. You know. So they told the doctor, quietly convey the message. And the doctor goes next day, visits him and says, hello sir, how are you this morning? Oh, fine, fine. Very fine. So, everything is great. Yes, everything is great. You know, did you ever purchase in lottery ticket? Oh, yeah. A lot of times. That's my hobby. I always purchase lottery tickets. Now, suppose you get 50 lakhs of rupees. Yeah, doctor, why are you pulling my leg? I have never got it. So, I will never get it. But doesn't matter. Anyway, I am in the hospital now. How does it matter? I don't know. Now, suppose you really get it, 50 lakhs rupees. How much will you give me? The doctor says, how much will you give me? He said, look, my life is in your hand. If you don't keep me alive, I will be dead. And for your sake, if I am cured, 50 lakhs, 10 lakhs rupees go by, taxation, 40 lakhs. 20 lakhs I will give you. Doctor collapsed. Well, he knows it is sure. If you don't know what is 20 lakhs, I will give you 20 lakhs. Okay, give. Because he doesn't know what 20 lakhs is. Are you getting that point? So, more educated you are, more frustrated you are. Because lot more dreams, no chance for fulfilling. Acha, more action, more vasana, impression. Information also is like a vasana. Information also is like a vasana also. Not only impression, understand, not only sensation creates vasana, Bhogajanya sanskara, the impressions born by the seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, that also creates a impression. That is why you can only desire for things that you know. Anybody wants to desire for Panasa? Those who don't know that language. Those who don't, you say, Swami, what is Panasa? You can't. Panasa is jackfruit. What is jackfruit? Jackfruit is a fruit like durian. Durian, yuck, no. So, jackfruit, no. Something like that you will tell. But how are you going to desire for something unknown? That is, a vasana must be created. Vasana means impression. Now listen carefully. When this comes, just because vasana comes, don't feel frightened. That the vasana comes is not a problem. Suppose, now comes the I, the individuality. Now I say, I am very happy with myself. I will use the vasana for enrichment. If I say, I am going to fulfill my desire, then only I will be happy, you shall be frustrated. Therefore, depends how you use your vasana. So, vasana is not wrong or right by itself. Are you getting that point? Do you understand that logic? All the thoughts you have collected. So, should we say, therefore, educated people are useless? No. Once you pick up your thoughts, you must know how to use it, how to handle it. If your handling comes from, I am the happiness itself and I will use my thoughts. But if you say, by expressing my thoughts into action, I will be happy, then you will be frustrated. When you engage yourself in action looking for happiness, it becomes kamya karma. Actions backed by desire, desire for happiness. If the action is backed by fulfillment, then it is niskama karma. That is why service, seva becomes easy. Serving people becomes easy when you are happy with yourself. But the religious missionaries and religious, fundamentalist group, when they do seva, service, it is not service. It is hooking the souls, destroying people. Why? Because it is not for the person's sake, it is for their sake. When you are happy with yourself, you do for the person's sake, not for your sake. He is hungry, therefore he shall be given. Not that he should come to my fold, so I take a credit that I have got so many people into my fold. So service is when you do things for its own sake. Serving for serving sake. Helping people for person's sake, not for your sake. That is the comment. Okay. So, now we say how to get out of all the three. Tabhyam pravardhamanasam sute sansrutimatmanah trayanam chakshayopaya sarvavasthasu sarvada tabhyam pravardhamanasam sute sansrutimatmanah trayanam chakshayopaya sarvavasthasu sarvada sarvatra sarvatas sarva brahmamatravalokanaih sadbhava vasana dardhyat tatrayam layamasnute. Beauty. So, tabhyam pravardhamanasa sute sansruti matmanah. This vasana, tabhyam pravardhamana, by the kriya, this vasana vruddhi takes place by chinta and kriya. Very clear picture, do you understand it? Impressions become very, very strong because of your chinta and vahi kriya, actions outside and thoughts inside. A person who is educating himself, he may not be engaging himself in physical activity, but is picking up thoughts of various kinds. That is why he is disturbed. A person who is physically very active is not picking up many thoughts, informations, but whatever action he does, because of that action, impressions will be created. So it can be sound, touch, taste, smell, and all these things can be there. Thus, these are the things which now drives you crazy. Ahankar. Now the I is not affected. Now the I says what? Information is given, gold. I say, I want gold. Can you desire for something unknown? Anybody? You don't know what a diamond is. Can you ask for it? You cannot. So now think, that there is a vasana, that there is a desire is a problem, or that I am desiring it is a problem. What is a problem? Huh? A thought is a problem, or am I using the thought is a problem? Achha. Using the thought is a problem, or not knowing how to use the thought is a problem? Are you getting that point, please? Not knowing how to use the thought. Using anything is not a problem if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, it becomes a problem. One day, a woodcutter, the fellow who, he is a logger. He goes on cutting huge trees. So, first timer, he has gone, there is a new machine has come. So, he want to go and purchase this very powerful saw, electric saw. So, he purchased. He asked, how much it cost? He said, this is $100, one tree, 10 minutes. This is $1,000, 5 trees, 10 minutes. And this one is $5,000, 10 trees, 1 minute. He said, wow, that's fantastic. Okay, give me that one. $5,000. Because 10 trees, 1 minute. Oh, boom, 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 boom. All right, take it. Paid $5,000, brought it. Then takes there, and he goes on pulling. Pulling is not cutting, is not coming. So he started chopping. Now if you chop with an electric saw, what will happen? 10 hours also, one tree will not go. So he got so angry, he went back to the, to the shop and said, what type of thing you have given me? You said 10 trees in 1 minute. In 10 minutes also it doesn't cut a quarter of a tree. What rubbish is this? He said, why sir, did you use it? He said, yes, I did. He said, okay, bring me. Maybe it is not working. Okay. He said, put it on the, plug it on the electricity and push it up. Boom! Huge noise comes. Then this fellow says, what is this sound? When he puts that in, the massive energy, boom, it goes, because it rotates. Now he does not know how to use the machine. So Sala is wrong with the machine. So using is wrong, or not knowing how to use is wrong. So what the religious advice is? Don't think, no thoughts should be there. Ishvara. Thoughts are bad. Thoughts are bad. You must know how to use it. Achha. To whom should you teach how to use it? Ahankar. Right? I thought, no. I thought must be no. So if you're teaching the I thought, now who is this I? Is it a father? Is it a brother? Is it a mother? Is it a husband? Is it a wife? Is it a relative role? You can't teach a relative role. You have to teach the absolute. Therefore, first teach the I about itself. And what is the meaning of the word I? Absolute, not the relative roles. Who I teach. When you give that, then what happens? That time, the whole problem is solved. But before that, tabhyam pravardhamanasa sute sansruti matmana. So because of this kriya and chinta, action and the thought, atmana sansruti, the I, individuality, moves from life to life, experience to experience, object to object, samsara, this is movement. I, ahankar, moves from object to object. Experience to experience here. After death, body to body, body to body. So while living, object to object, thought to thought, experience to experience, sensation to sensation. After death, body to body. So samsara continues. For whom? I thought. Sarvatra eva therefore, trayanam chakshayopaya sarvavastha. So therefore, all the three things must be destroyed. What are they? Vasana vruddhi, karya vruddhi. Two things, huh? One is karya, desire, vasana, and the ahankar. All the three must be counteracted. Destroyed means what here? Kshayopaya, trayanam, chakshayopaya. You must counteract all the three. That is, vasana. To reach the I, start with the less action, less thought, so that you can catch the I. Having understood it yourself, who you are, then you can rehabilitate every thought. Or if you don't want a thought also, choice is yours. But now you are absolutely free with yourself. Are you getting that? This is how the person is free. And what shall I do? Sarvavasthasu sarvada. Sarvavasthasu sarvada. All conditions, all times, all places. All the time. Sarvavasthasu. From after you waking up to until you sleep. After you waking up to until you sleep, all the time you must be alert, aware. I told you the example yesterday. When you are driving the car, how long shall you keep awake? As long as you are driving. When you are interacting with people, how long shall you be conscious? As long as you are interacting with people. Interacting with the world, as long as you are awake. Interacting with the world, that long you should keep awake. Why? You say, oh, I am with the sense objects. No problem. These things don't create a problem. But the problem is, you are. Other it happened. I was in the Hyderabad airport. Now the Hyderabad airport, Bangalore airport, like any other airport in the world, you go to Austin, Texas, or Munich, smaller cities, not the huge like Singapore, Hong Kong, London, but smaller cities, exactly like that 5-star airport. International standard. Everything. Starbucks coffee shop, iced coffee, food court, everything, just as it is. And I saw two fellows standing on an ice cream shop, Italian ice cream. 100 rupees, 80 rupees per cup. I mean, no average Indian cannot eat it. It's only for 5-star people only. It's not for average person. 100 rupees, 120 rupees, 50, 60 rupees, 80 rupees, small cup. Like $1, $2 in that country, same price. Okay. I saw these two fellows standing there. Then that girl went to bring some changes because he came back with 10 rupee, 20 rupee note, like a big bundle he came back. By the time this boy has taken a small cup of ice cream, eating on a counter, because those things they have not picked up yet, that they should not eating in the counter. Anyway, the fellow eats in the counter and then goes back. Example, why I gave you, because if you are surrounded by sense objects and if you think, after some time, nothing to do, no, so eat the chocolate. If you are in a wine shop, what shall you do? Everybody is drinking, little left out, okay. Oh, nice. Oh, you start developing habit. So if you keep yourself surrounded by all these things, unconsciously, one day you will do it. Are you getting the point, please? That is why sarvavasthasu sarvada, all the time be conscious. I am in charge of the chocolate shop. Eating is not part of the working. Are you getting that point, please? So sarvavasthas, always. That is why people who work in the kitchen usually become like Bhima. The cook. Cook na Bhima. Bhima means big size. Why? Anything na testing. Finished. Usually. If they are not very conscious, most cooks are like this. You can't help out. Like priests. Priests, what type of sadhus and priests, if they eat, they get invited. And people say, they must feed him. And how much you should feed him? Feed as much until he can't eat. So, happens. You have to be extremely careful. Are you getting that? So, sarvatra, sarvataha. So, how do I counteract it? So, all the time you should be conscious. What of? Conscious of what? Sarvatra, sarvataha, sarva brahmamatra avalokana. Sarvam brahmaiva. Aham brahmasmi. Everything is Brahman. Aham brahmasmi. That which is jati, niti, kula, gotra, duragam. Is no caste, no creed, no sex, no race, no nationality, no body, no sense organ, no thought. Myself. Sarva. Therefore, I thought is a thought, my name. All other thoughts, vasanas, impressions are there to be used. Sense-object world are there to be used. But no more, I look for happiness in the object. Are you getting that? This is a crux. If you look for happiness in something, you are bound to be frustrated and you shall be tired. When you are happy and doing it for its own sake, how long can you function? As long as you like. You are never tired. Are you getting that point, please? See, children get tired very quickly. Running about. Oh, very tired. Because they have gone for that excitement. Children are tired. Parents are less tired in children's activities. Why? They are just looking. Let them do. Acha. There are parental activities. Shopping. Doing something somewhere. Going somewhere. Children very comfortable in the back seat. But both husband and wife arguing it out. Heavy argument. But children are? They are playing with their electronic thing. These two, argument. Why can't you read the map properly? Don't you tell me 10 minutes before which it is not to take? Beautiful argument. But children here, because children are just accompanying. They are going travel for travel's sake. For parents, it is for happiness sake. That is why teaching. If teaching is for teaching's sake, fantastic. Suppose teaching is your security, you will be restless if you can't teach. There are some people are so infatuated with, you understand, so obsessed with teaching. They can't sit down alone. Somebody must be there to talk to. Sadhus get into that habit. An obsession for talking. Therefore, if by chance nobody is there, somebody will hire him and talk to him. They must talk. What for? You are happy with yourself. Why should you catch one victim? Compulsive talkers are like that. Compulsive talkers are, they will invite you room and talk. Come here. Why don't you come to my room? We'll have some biscuit. Yes. Biscuit is the ploy. Talking is the main goal. So bring the biscuit, then listen to my poetry for next 2 hours. Once you get it, after that, come for biscuit. Not hungry. So biscuit is the ploy. So you say not hungry. What it means is, I'm tired of your, I'm not coming to your room. Are you getting that point? That is how it is. If you do it for happiness sake, everything is beautiful. Okay? So, Sarva Brahmamatra Avalokanai Sadbhava Vasanat Dardhyat Tayam Layamasnute. So, Sadbhava Vasana Dardhyat. So, Sadbhava Vasana Dardhya. More and more you strengthen this Sadbhava Vasana. That is, being with yourself. It's the same language he uses. Being with yourself is not a Vasana. Understand? Being with yourself is not a Vasana. It's not an impression. to be created and to be lost. It is yourself. But same language he uses. Is more and more you are with yourself, these three things are completely counteracted. Therefore, be with yourself, counteract these three, or start with less karma, less vasana, catch the eye and see yourself, whichever is the truth. Go straight to the eye, vichar. Go straight to the vichar, who I am. What is the meaning of the word I? Go on to yourself. Or cut off this. Depends on what type of person. Which one is better? Depends on you. Are you getting? There is no best method. What is the best way of learning? Can you go and ask doctor what is the best medicine? Best medicine for whom? According to your constituency, a particular medicine may not be good. But for somebody else, that may be very good. So to him you can give. Other person, not necessary. So, shall I go straight to myself or shall I start with the action? Choice is yours. Or you can use both the methods. This absolutely open field. You decide where you are and what you should do. Okay? Having told this, then he read. We shall see maybe in the afternoon. Yes, let's read. Kriyana se bhavet chinta naso smad vasana kshayah vasana prakshayo mokshah sajivan muktirishyate. Kriyana se bhavet chinta naso smad vasana kshayah vasana prakshayo mokshah sajivan muktirishyate. Kriyana se bhavet chintanasa. Step by step. Kriyana se chintanasa bhavet. When action is reduced. What type of action? Come on. What type of action is reduced? Kamya karma. Are you getting that? Just like in your strike, government strike, no? What do they say? Whole government, there will be tomorrow there is a strike, band. Except the essential services. Essential services are not allowed to join the strike. Milk, water, ambulance, electricity are not allowed to join the strike, because if that happens, the whole thing will collapse. So what is the question of joining the strike? So those actions which are going to sustain you, if you close down those actions, eating, bathing, drinking, if you close down those actions, what will happen? You won't be there to understand Brahman. That is why when the people in the name of religious discipline go into extraordinary fasting, extraordinary denial and extraordinary deprivation, they are not Jivan Mukti, body gone, dead. People commit suicide. That's nonsense, understand. So what type of karma is less now? You are no more doing kamya karma. Action for action's sake continues. That type of kriya. So no more kriyana. I mean, no, why are you going for a movie? I'm not going for a movie. Why? There is no pleasure. At this moment I'm studying. Why are you denying yourself? You don't worry about it. You can say anything you like. I'm happy with myself. That is where you are so confident. So confident. You don't ever consider that you are denying yourself anything. Look, all other people are indulging for what? To get some happiness. You have got the happiness itself. So you are indulging or they are indulging? You are denying or they are denying? Huh? The other person is denying. Do you know how? A king One day he was in the kingdom, and a long time he got tired of that kingdom. So he retired into a forest, went to a sadhu, a great teacher, and started learning everything. After learning, he took sannyas. And then after a few years, he is returning to the kingdom. When he is returning to the kingdom, the whole kingdom now know about it. Oh, he is coming. Naturally, he was a king, he has renounced, and he is coming back. Everybody is waiting for him anxiously. And the moment he came to the kingdom, he was received with full honors and brought to the court. And the new king runs down from the throne, offers the renunciate king and the stuff, and tells everybody. And now the whole court receives him with all encomiums, honors, and in his honor they gave a speech. What speech? That is such a great king, renounced everything for the sake of God, happiness himself. He is a great renunciate. The ordinary person gives up a hutment, but he gave up the kingdom. Then it was the king's turn to say. He said, friends, all of you are praising me that I am a great renunciate. That is not the truth. I consider you people as greater renunciates. Everybody was stunned. What is this? We are greater renunciate than king. Huh? What have we renounced? We are in the house. We have got everything. He said, when I have renounced a finite kingdom for the infinite happiness, you have given up the infinite happiness for a finite house. Finite sensations. Are you getting that? When I have given up a finite, limited kingdom for the sake of the infinity. Being happy with myself, I don't want any other thing. Being with a movie, you have given up yourself. Who is greater renunciate? Are you getting that? So, average person is a greater renunciate because they have renounced infinity for finite. So, you are never short of confidence, always happy with yourself because I am the happiness itself. So beautiful. So, kriyana se bhave chintana. So, when there is no action, whatever action is not there? Kamya karma. No more the action backed by desire for happiness. Action means it has to be backed by desire. Listen carefully to the statement. Action means it has to be backed by desire. Because what is the desire-free action? Action means it is backed by a corresponding desire. But what is missing is desire for happiness. It's a beautiful statement. Work on it. That is why wise man can be active 25 hours out of 24 hours. Why? Never tired. Always happy with himself. Why are you doing? What else to do? Simply sitting is wasting time. Therefore, simply go on acting. Krishna says, no, Partha nasti me kartavyam trishiloke kinchana. Hey Arjuna, I have nothing to achieve in this three world. Vartayeva cha karmani. Continue to do. Why? If I don't do so, mama vartman vartante manusya partha sarva. Say Arjuna, people follow my path. They look up to me. If I don't act tirelessly, they shall think, they shall equate inactivity with wisdom. Oh, Krishna is wise, he is not acting. Therefore, let us not act. Wise man need not act, but not acting, you don't become wise. But that is why people follow. Everybody become lazy. No, what activity should stop? Activity backed by desire for happiness stops. But activity asks us to sustain yourself, sustain others, continues. Kriyanasa bhave chintanasa tasmat vasana kshaya. So when you are no more acting, desire for happiness, vasana kshaya takes place. What is vasana? Bhavajanya sanskara. Impressions born by the actions that you have done or sensations that you experienced. Previously, you experienced those things looking for happiness. Therefore, this thought became very strong. Oh, when I remember the movie, I want to go to movie. Why? It was giving me pleasure. When I remember this music, I want to listen again. Why? It's giving me pleasure. Now I know I am the happiness itself. So no more that impression of the experience of a movie is a vasana. Why? Because the pleasure element is taken away. Like snake is there, fangs are removed. That is the story. The snake is there, but the fangs are removed. The fangs are removed. The snake looks like a snake, but you are no more afraid because it can't kill you. Dagdhavi javate, like a fried seed. The seed is there, but it's fried. So it looks like a seed, but it won't germinate. So it looks like a thought, but it's no more a desire. Why? Your happiness is no more a vasana because it doesn't push you anymore. Because you are happy with yourself. Vasana prakshayo moksha. When thus every thought is counteracted, a thought for thought's sake, action for action's sake, moksha, you are free. Jivan mukta itishyate. You become a jivan mukta, living liberated. Vasana. The thought for thought's sake, action for action's sake, living for living's sake. And you are with yourself as you are. What more you need? Close. Free person. Close your eyes.